Nothing. I've been absolutely doing nothing. You've been waiting for me, haven't you? Oh. Yeah, there's other streams running, so I'm not looking forward to seeing people in here today. I feel... Dave's worried wherever he is. Okay, here we go. Read some stories till some people come in. Okay, we're reading out of this one, Mason. Like Cat's Eyes. Hey, West Haven. How are you? Glad to see you. Okay. As Jim Brand lay dying, his wife left him with his nurse and went into the next room to rest. She sat in the dark, staring into the night. Suddenly, Mrs. Brand saw headlights come rapidly up. Oh no, she thought. I don't want visitors now. Not now. But it wasn't a car bringing a visitor. It was an old hearse with maybe a half dozen small men hanging from the side. At least, that's what it looked like. The hearse screeched to a stop. The men jumped off and stared up at her, their eyes glowing with a soft yellow light like cat's eyes. She watched with horror as they disappeared into the house. An instant later they were back, lifting something into the hearse. Then they drove off at high speed, wheels squealing, the gravel in the driveway flying in all directions. At that moment, the nurse came in to say that Jim Brand had died. On the edge, you will say that these stories could not happen, yet some say they did happen. Yeah, I'm still organizing it. What? Where's Pumpkin at? Hi, Spirit. Where's your sister at? Or brother or sister, whatever it is. Where's they at? They're doing good. Okay, you can go down to mommy. Next one's called Bess. John Nicholas raised horses. He had many horses of all kinds, but his favorite was Bess, a gentle old mare he had grown up with. He no longer rode her, for all she could do now was just amble along. Bess spent her days grazing peacefully in a meadow. That summer, for the fun of it, John Nicholas went into a fortune teller's booth. The fortune teller studied her cards. I see danger ahead for you, she says. Your favorite horse will cause you to die. I don't know when, but it will happen. It is in the cards. John Nicholas laughed. The idea that Bess would cause his death was nonsense. She was as dangerous as a bowl of soup. Yet, from then on, whenever he saw her, he remembered the fortune teller warning. That fall, a farmer from the other end of the county asked if he could have Bess. He had been thinking that the old horse would be perfect for his children to ride. That's a good idea, John said. It would be fun for them, and it would give Bess something to do. Later, John told his wife about it. Now, Bess won't kill me, he says, and they both laughed. A few months later, he saw the farmer who had taken her. "How's my Bess?" he asked. "Oh, she was fine for a while," the farmer said. "The children loved her. Then she got sick. I had to shoot her to put her out of her misery. It was a shame." Despite himself, John breathed a sigh of relief. He had often wondered if in some crazy way, through some hi Corral, through some strange accident, Bess would kill him. Now, of course, she could not. "I like to see her," said John, "just to say goodbye. She was my favorite." The bones of the dead horse were in a far corner of the man's farm. John kneeled down, patted Bess' sun-bleached skull. Just then a rattlesnake, which had made its home inside the skull, sank its fangs into John Nicholas' arm and killed him. Bess did kill him. How are you doing, Corral? Hey, Kay! Hello, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm reading some stories today. Me and Mason had a good time like yesterday. We read stories all for 2 hours. We had a good time. Oh, gotta go to the doctor's tomorrow. Do my EKG and do some blood work for my surgery. Yeah, after you got tired of sleeping, yeah. Ouch. That hurt. Oh. Not for a while. Not till I can sit and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna read out of my Civil War one, Phantom Army of the Civil War, and other Southern ghost stories. Okay, this one's called The Ghost of Odka. by Arthur I. Ebbets. October 1993. A young woman's ghost befriends a Florida family. In May of 1965, I left my work in submarines in Connecticut because of New England shore climates having a bad effect on my wife, Lily's respiratory problems. With our son Sky, we took temporary quarters as they settled into a job in Jacksonville Shipyard in Florida. A short while later, Lily found a nice cottage on the beautiful Ortega Peninsula, which juts into the St. Johns River on the west side of town. We drove by at dusk so we could see where it was and what it looked like. I agreed it would be a wonderful neighborhood, but commented that the house sure looked spooky with the trees in the front yard just dripping with streamers of Spanish moss. I think that Spanish moss stuff is nice. The next day after getting the keys from the landlord, a local doctor, we entered the house and I remarked on the odor of formaldehyde and said that perhaps the doctor had stored some such chemical there, embalming fluid. We returned to the house a couple hours later with our first load of furniture and thought it very strange that now there was the smell of perfume in the house. Within the next month, we got to know our new neighbors. We shared a common driveway with them. They were Robert Truxton, a chief aviation mechanist mate, his wife, and 3 children. Lily became friendly with Mrs. Truxton, who confided to my wife about strange things going on in their house. They did not use the upstairs as the children were afraid to sleep there. One evening, right after they moved in, they were all in the living room watching TV with the door to the front hall closed to limit the area being cooled by their window air conditioner. They suddenly heard the front door open and close, and footsteps go upstairs. Mr. Truxton jumped out of his chair, went to the hall, and up the stairs, through the upstairs rooms, and down the long fire escape, which extended straight out into the backyard, but found no one. This happened almost every night for quite a while, and after half a dozen fruitless chases, they tried to ignore it. The Truxtons made cautious inquiries of a long-time nearby resident that learned that three or so years before, a German couple had owned the Truxtons' house. The house we occupied, and the house beyond the lawn covered last beside the middle house. They had been killed in an automobile accident, leaving properties to their 21-year-old daughter, who had the unlikely name of Odka Grother. Okay. It is probable that Odka, after a year on her own, was not handling her responsibilities or her life very well, with both boyfriends and girlfriends staying over. One night, both he and a neighbor just over the back fence heard a shot ring out upstairs. Odka had committed suicide. Shortly after Lily, Sky, and I settled in, Mrs. Truxton mother came to visit her and had to sleep upstairs in Odka's former room. She had to endure having the bed covers pulled off and the lights turned on frequently all night. Odka must have wanted her bed. This was a this was a brave woman because she came back and slept there on two more occasions with fewer disturbances. Hey, the ghost of Vodka showed herself on only one occasion that I heard of. The family in the third house was standing in their backyard conversing with friends when 130 feet across the vacant lawn, all five of them saw Odka come down the fire escape into the gray nightgown she was wearing when she died. As she reached the ground, her image faded away. Although Odka's presence was never, to my knowledge, felt in the third house. She was often in the cottage we rented. She was no doubt there on the day one and made the accommodating odor change. Her presence was first physically noticed by my son, who was going to sleep one night and called out, "Mom, someone's breathing in my face." Lily answered, "Don't worry, Sky. That's only Odka. She loves you." The ghost checked up on Sky a few other times, and the only time he ever sleepwalked, she woke him up in the middle of the night. Sky came running, screaming, and crying into the house. When we could make sense of him, he said, "I woke up out in the driveway. I don't know how I got there. Someone was grabbing me, but there was nobody there. My only physical contact with the spirit was this. One evening, as Lily was preparing supper in our small kitchen, I passed through the kitchen into the dining room where we always ate. I felt a sharp rap or twinge on the top right rear of my head. There are no muscles there, and I was mystified as to what it could have been. It felt as though someone had struck me with the flat of their fingernails by flipping a finger out off their thumb, as most of us learn to do. By the next evening, I dismissed it, when at the same time and place, a pencil bounced off the same portion of my head. Odka wasn't as playful with Mrs. Truxton, who was inside her enclosed back porch one day when a tree stick an inch into the diameter and 2 feet long fell from a tree and bounced off her head. Because the spirit seems so friendly toward us, my wife enlisted her cooperation on several occasions. When Lily would want to take a nap, she would say aloud, "Odka, don't let the phone ring while I'm napping." It would never ring, even though Lily normally got a lot of phone calls. One time Lily had to take the city bus to the dentist and did not have the 70 cents exact change required. Odka helped me find some money and went about the house, looking in whatever odd places she seemed to be led to. She found 70 cents in 2 or 3 minutes. Where's Fatty? The most remarkable incident happened to previous residents. One day, a car pulled into the driveway between the houses while I was sitting on our front porch. I recognized the uniformed driver, who was staring at the Truxton's house, to be a lieutenant commander and a naval aviator, as I had been. I went to the side of the porch and asked, "Can I help you?" Just then Lily came out the front door and we heard him respond, "No, I used to know someone who lived here." My wife instantly surmised the reason for the visit and asked him if he would come up on the porch and talk with us a few minutes. After a half minute of silence, he agreed. He told us, yes, I knew Atka very well, and then told us why he thought she might still be around. The commander had been billeted at the Jacksonville Naval Air Station, 5 miles south of Ortega. He was transferred to Corpus Christi, NAS, in late summer of Odka's last year. In late autumn, he received a phone call. The voice on the phone says, "If you know what's good for you, you'll come to Jacksonville as soon as possible." He asked, "Who is this?" The answer was, "You know who this is." He relentlessly says, "Okay, I'll get a plane on the weekend and fly over," which he did. He borrowed a car from a friend at Jack's and drove up to the house, pulled into the driveway, and went to the back door. He knocked, was answered by a woman he had never seen before. He asked, "Is Atka home?" He was told no one here by that name. Puzzled, he said how far he'd come and that she hadn't told him she had moved. Whereupon the lady at the door said she had heard something about the former owner having killed herself a couple of months before. A true phone call from the dead. Before we left Jacksonville, Lily had her hairdresser who did automatic writing come out to the house after receiving information pertinent to other matters. We asked the auto writer communicant that what we could do for Atka. The answer came, light candles and pray. We did advise, and hopefully her spirit is less troubled and getting on with her existence in the next plane. Oh, weird. I'm here. Hey, where's Pumpkin at? Where's Pumpkin? I don't know where Pumpkin is. Anita? Hello? Oh, I'll send you some healing prayers. My arm hurts. I hope everything gets settled here. How's Wayne doing?
Mary?
I'm coming. I'll be right back. You get an orange cat.
I'm paying attention.
I don't know where she's at. What? You gotta go outside again? I found Spirit, but I just can't find.
Right under your bed.
Come on. Get over here, Red. You gotta go out. I seen her earlier. Her tail. Where is she? Okay. We're gonna have to go. Okay, hi Dave. How are you doing? Pumpkin? Tell me where Pumpkin is. Spirit's playing with Crook. Oh, where Pumpkin is. I'll probably have to get off here early and go look for her. Come on, people, smash my thumb. Share my stream out. No. No, it's here. Hey, where you been? Oh, she's out there in the hallway with Crook now. She's gonna climb in my shoe. Get me some. I want hot fudge with sprinkles on it. As soon as I get my if you want to get my teeth in, I am going to Dairy Queen and I'm getting me a peanut parfait. When I have my surgery, Mason, I'm going to be laid up like 6 weeks. But I will be streaming. Because I'm a go-getter. I was thinking about trying one of them. My eyes, my allergies. I was thinking about putting a camera on them one day and get... Oh. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. The Battles Museums is our next story. And it's out in my Erie County ones. Crook. Kitty kitty Crook. Crook. What are you doing in there? You goofball. You gotta keep your butt with you. Okay, this one here is in 1858. A lawyer, banker, farmer, Rush Battles set about building a home on the outskirts of the tiny village of Girard, Pennsylvania. Rush's father had recently died, leaving him with the responsibility of providing a dwelling for his mother and two unmarried sisters. The home on Walnut Street, now commonly known as the Yellow House by local residents, took 2 years to finish, but the result was worth the wait. Much more elaborated than the typical Gerard farmhouse of the time, the Italianate style showplace was the talk of the town. Wow. So what have you been doing, Dave? You don't talk to me no more. Anita, are you still here? You're eating a snack. Since the home was spacious enough for more than one family, Rush also intended to live there along with his future bride when the time came for him to be married. Unfortunately, that day never arrived. Rush married Charlotte Webster, a headstrong and progressive young woman from a prominent Gerard family. But just prior to their wedding, Charlotte announced that she had no intentions of living with her future mother-in-law and wanted to have a home of her own. So in 1861, Rush began again and constructed a second, much smaller home, only a few hundred yards north of the first one. Oh, Corell's here. After their honeymoon, Rush and Charlotte settled into their cozy farmhouse, dubbed the White House by today's Gerardites, and started a family. Although the couple produced 3 children, only one survived the often fatal childhood disease of the 19th century to live to adulthood. Charlotte Elizabeth Battles, or Beth as she came to be called, was born in 1864 in the White House and would live there until her death in 1952. Beth Battles grew to be a beautiful, intelligent, and gracious young lady, well educated for a woman of her time. She attended both the Lake Erie Seminar in Painesville, Ohio, and Mount Vernon Seminar in Washington, D.C. It is 11:15. What? Peekaboo! Ah. There she met and married Charles Barber, an attorney, and the pair began their new life in the nation's capital. Within a few months, however, Rush Battles had traveled to Washington, retrieved his daughter, and annulled the marriage. The reason for the breakup was never clear, although it was the local gossip is to be believed. Barber relieved his true nature as an abusive scoundrel shortly after the couple moved from Gerard. Whatever the circumstances, it was apparently enough to sour Beth on the idea of marriage. She returned to her parents' home and poured her considerably energy into learning her father's business, developing her talent as an artist, and serving the Gerard community. An active member of dozens of civil organizations, Beth Battles also served on the school board, and after her father's death became one of the nation's first female bank residents. But the 1920s, both of Beth's parents, as well as her grandmother and aunts, had died. On her own, for the first time in her life, Beth found staying in the house by herself to be unbearably lonely, and so invited a friend, Georgiana Reed, to move in with her. The two women got along very well, and together they remodeled the house, adding hardwood floors, two state-of-the-art bathrooms, and an extra bedroom on the second floor. Georgiana had also had a talent for business and helped Beth to manage her father's investments along with maintaining the yellow house and the adjoining farmland. For the next 30 years, the Battles estate thrives under the supervision of the two ladies. In addition to their many responsibilities, Beth and Georgiana found time to travel extensively as well as to entertain friends and business associates with elegant garden parties and tea. Despite their diverging personality, Beth, Beth being quiet and soft-spoken, while Georgiana was a bit more tart. Both women earned the love and respect of the Girard community. In 1952, at the age of 88, Beth Battles passed away at her beloved White House on Walnut Street. Georgiana remained in the house for another 30 years, keeping the Battles estate carrying on the business as usual until her own death at 100 years of age. Upon the death of Miss Battles and Miss Reed, the two Battle homes, along with the surrounding properties, were willed to the Erie County Historical Society. Okay. And in the late 1980s, were converted to the Battles Museum of Rural Life. The Yellow House is currently interpreted as a 19th century farmhouse, while the White House displays its multiple furnishing, dishes, glassware, and other household items and heirlooms, including two antique automobiles, all original possessions of the Battle family spanning more than 2 centuries. Almost immediately after work was underway to renovate the century-old homes to allow for public visitation, the museum staff began to report unexplained incidents. Carefully placed items would disappear, only to be found somewhere else the next day. A plumber working alone, or so he thought, in the upstairs bathroom of the White House. One morning, he started to suddenly see an elderly, white-haired woman standing in the doorway. He spoke to her, but receiving no reply, returned to his work. When he glanced up again, the woman had vanished. Puzzled, the plumber walked next door to the Yellow House where staff was working on a photo exhibit of the Battles family and mentioned that an old woman had been watching him work on the White House bathroom. As he described the woman, his eyes fell on one of the particular photographs in the exhibit. "That's her," he exclaimed. "That's the lady I saw. Who is she?" "Georgiana Reed," answered the astounded staff. In the 15 or so years since the Battle home was opened as a museum, ghostly occurrences have continued on a regular basis. Visitors to the White House have reported feeling an invisible hand touch their arms or tug on their jackets as they wander through the first floor. Two volunteer tour guides, both self-professed skeptics, refuse to enter the second floor bedroom since being blasted with a gust of icy air while escorting visitors into the room during the recent evening tour. The Yale House has also had more than its share of reports of paranormal activity. The house of children laughing, the sound of children laughing and singing has been heard when no children were present in the house or on the grounds. Footsteps are frequently heard on the stairs and moving back and forth across the second floor when all the staff is on the first floor. Lamps mysteriously change locations by themselves. A woman visiting the house for a meeting left abruptly after insisting she saw a murky black figure looming in the doorway of the dining room. In one particular startling incident, museum staff observed a full apparition of a woman clothed in a long black Victorian-style dress in an upstairs bedroom. The woman floated across the foot of the bed, then passed through the closet door and disappeared. Shortly after the ghostly appearance in the bedroom, a group of paranormal investigators visited Yale House, accompanied by a psychic who had no previous knowledge of the house's history. Various pieces of equipment were utilized by the investigators to determine if any correlation could be found between the electromagnetic energy in the house and unusual events that had been witnessed by the staff. Very little out of the ordinary could be found on the first floor. However, a sharp distortion of electromagnetic energy was discovered in the second floor bedroom, near the closet door, where the full apparition has been seen. The psychic also reported a strong impression of a female near the same closet door. The paranormal findings would seem to make sense, considering the house was occupied for many years by three females, Rush Battles' mother, Elizabeth, and two sisters, Alcina and Lucina. Since all three lived in the home for most of their adult lives, certainly one can imagine any one of them feeling strongly enough about their home to stick around and make sure that it's all in order. Perhaps they are even enjoying the energy brought about to the steady stream of visitors admiring their grand house. So if you happen to visit Northwest Erie County, stop in and visit the Battle Museum. More than likely, someone from the Battle family will be home. Mason's eyes are getting ready to go to sleep. Well, you can go to sleep. You don't have to stay out. You better shave. I must not. Nobody's hit my thumb. How dare they not? Look like ZZ Top. Oh, come on. Your hair long? No, you do not need to start a band. Because you'll make me pay full price. Okay. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? Oh, but no kitties. I gotta do something with my hair. What? Well, come on. Come on. You, mama's baby. Come on. No. You're not gonna attack me. Mommy will pet you. 'Cause I like to hear you purr. Oh. Speaking of that, I gotta find my light. You hear crew purring? Mama's baby. She hasn't purred in a long time. Huh. What's going on out there? She's not gonna get no bigger. She's putting on weight though. Hey, fatty. I call Pumpkin fatty. Fatty. I talked to a good friend of mine today in Florida. We've been friends ever since I started YouTube. And that's 3 years ago. Hey, you got run over. Yeah, Pumpkin. You know how a black cat is when they arch their back up and around? Just did that, went after Ouija. Ouija ran her over. I gotta find something to pull my hair back. Okay. Yeah, it should work. I don't know what we're gonna read next. I'm just taking a break. Yep, he does. Ouija's up there playing with the kittens. Come on, you're out there playing. That's me. I forgot to put my brakes on. And I flew right into the wall. It's a witch. Hmm. See? I did have... Christmas tree's in the other room. I can get to that. I don't think I'm putting it out this year though. My tree is behind me. I got a new tree this year. Who else is in here? Is that you, Belinda? Okay, let me see what we got here going. What? What are you doing? You couldn't climb up a... Still not here? Oh, I wonder when Corell's ever going to show up. I haven't seen her in a long time. He went to get ice cream and he forgot to come back. He's been like that. You haven't seen her either? Well, when you do, tell her I love her, and she better get her butt over to my stream. That's what I'm not reading tonight. Oh, we'll read one from this book. Thank you. And you tell that little Mason he's got to quit getting tired. He needs to take a nap during the day when he knows I'm streaming. Okay, Mason, you tell him. Because I'll just sit here all alone. Sad. Ouija! Ouija mouth. Hey, Miss Mouth. Miss Mouth. See the kitty? Right there. Down the corner here. Okay. No. If you're going to order pizza, you want chocolate milk with it. Oh, boy. This is how it was last night. Me and Mason all night. But Mason's tired. Mason, if you're tired, you go to bed. You do not have to stay up with me. Terry is a big girl. Are you still working, Mason? I don't like you no more, Mason. Hmm? Oh, okay. You gotta work tomorrow? Looks like I lost some weight. You can tell in my face. Oh, tomorrow afternoon. My one granddaughter starts working at Walmart. 1 to 3. Huh. That's not bad hours. I'm sorry if I'm rocking, but my back's hurting. Yeah, I call it Wally World too. Come out wherever you are. And join our pretty stream. Oh, Gwet. Where's Fuzzball? Just playing kittens. Mister. Little stink pot. I'll get her. How you doing, Luigi? What fell? Oh! I forgot about my trucker one. Yeah, she's over there. I can't get her. Can you get her? No? One. We're gonna do one out of the trucker one. Let's see what's all. Okay, we'll read a few of these. I'm on a kitty hunt. Ah. Look who I got. Hi. I got the kitty. Hi, Luigi. Hey, Pumpkin. Mason said hello. Mason said hello. We're going to do a spirit box, then we'll read from the trucker's book. Do a little bit of spirit box, though. Hello to everyone that is here. Thank you for being here. Smash my thumb. Share me out so we can get some people in here. Hello, spirits. Mason says hello. How many spirits are with us right now? Good one, Corral. Good one. Is there anybody, spirits that want to talk to us? Hello. I went to a pet group and she did a somersault. Or a flip. Spirits. Is there anyone in my chat you want to talk to? Corell's in there, Mason's in there, and someone else, but I don't know who it is. Good thing I didn't turn my hot wax machine on. Do the spirits want any ice cream? I don't have any to give them. Let me see. I have a can of Pepsi here. You guys want some? Let's see if we can bring any loved ones through. I'm gonna ask for my... Mason wants to know if you want any popcorn or coffee. And you'll have to go to his house to get it. I'm trying to think of questions to ask him. Who I want. Spirit, leave my dolls alone. Is there... Whoa. Junior. Burton, are you here with me? No, we're not talking like that, Mason, no. They're being good tonight. Let's not talk like that. I don't want... What is your favorite foods? Is there any spirits trying to contact Dawn? Are there any spirits trying to contact Dawn? Go ahead if you are. Fine. Okay, you talk to the spirit box, I'll be back. Hi there. I know some people don't come here because I, in and out. What I gotta do is what I do. Spirits, hello again. I'm back. Thank you, Mason. I really appreciate you, Mason, Corral, for being here. Shout you guys out. You're wonderful. Polite. Wow! Spirits, Mason wants to know where his ice cream is. I gotta color my hair bad. Okay. Supper's over with. Does anybody have any news? If you got anything to say it now. I'm shutting off the spirit box for a few minutes. Okay, I'm shutting it off. What do you want? What do you want? Um, um, last night, me and Mason were sitting here, and we decided when to have drawings. So we decided to have a Christmas drawing, a New Year's Eve drawing, an Easter drawing, and a July 4th drawing. So I can't think of any mother. So, are there any spirits here? Will you please ring my bells? Just ring them. I like to hear them ring. I guess they're not going to ring them. Oh, happy days. Oh, I hear you. Oh, she's feeding kittens. I see you, Boo. Mason, quit scaring me. I don't like being scared. All right. You got a wart on your finger? Hey, it's supposed to be on your nose. You warlock. Go get it froze off. Go have the doctor freeze it. With nitro. Oh, it don't hurt. For a little while, I'd rather have them froze off. Anything. I'll take the nitro over anything. You got to be a man. M-A-N. Made sense. I hope I can get past 5 thumbs. Vince didn't even come in. Trying to think, but it's not working. Do okay, story. Story. Trucker Ghost Stories. This one is called Chased by a Light. Now I'm going to read to you, Mason. You have to fall asleep. It's leaving Hobart, Tasmania. On the summer night in 2002, it was about 2 o'clock to 3 a.m. I was headed to Launceston, which is a drive about 2.5 hours, 240 kilometers, about 150 miles on the open highway. Being that time of the morning, the road was quiet, was dead quiet. There were no cars about. I was so bored by the trip, I actually counted cars going either way. I only passed one car going to Launceston and 3 headed the other way in the whole trip. I was familiar with the road as I had traveled it for work many times before and have many times since. But only one of those times since what happened has been at night, and I wasn't alone. The highway had a history of incidents, including many fatalities. And you and as you would expect with any main highway. It was a clear night, and I was about 30 minutes into my trip and in a hurry to get home. Now, what you have to keep in mind is that the whole trip is through rural areas. Sure, there are a couple of little towns along the way, but they are small towns that usually close by 8 p.m. And there are no street lights or anything. So you're out driving at these times. You can usually see vehicles plates a mile away. I was driving along, listening to my music, when I noticed a red light some distance behind me in my rear view mirror. At first, I thought to myself, that's strange. I didn't pass any cars. I just put it down to another car tail light and thought nothing of it. After another few minutes, I checked in my mirror, only to find that the lights were still there, some 100 yards behind me. At this point, I started to slow down to see what it was, but the red light stayed the same distance behind me. So I increased my speed, but again, the light stayed the same distance behind. I started to think it might be some crazy reflection of my taillights. So I actually turned off my lights, but the light was still there. No matter what I did, the strange red light followed. The only time it would disappear was when I would go around a corner. It would disappear, only to come around the corner. This cat and mouse game continued for about 15 to 20 minutes with me watching it as much as I could while driving. Then I went around the corner and it never came back around. Never came around. So it was over. So I thought. About 10 minutes or so after the red light had stopped following me, I noticed a white light in the field about 200 yards off the road to my right. Now, since it was a farming area, welcome back, Corral. My first thought was, oh, it's someone out hunting by spotlight, which is quite a common thing in these areas. But then, as my car passed the area where the light was, I noticed it started to keep pace with my car. Now, by the time I'm starting to freak out a little and starting to look for a reasonable explanation for the lights. And however, and how it could keep up with my car. I wound down my window to see if it has a reflection on the glass, but no, it was still there. So I turned off my lights again, no different. Oh. I slowed down and sped up, but it stayed right beside me, never getting closer or moving away. It was at this time that I noticed something that for some reason really freaked me out. The white light was jumping from boundary fences. Each time it got to the end of the field, it would raise up 4 feet, go over the fence, and back down again. This little fact sent me into a panic, since if it was a trick of light reflections, why would it jump the fences? The sickening thought sunk in that this was real, and by now I had started to panic. I thought whatever this was wanting me for some reason. My instincts told me just get to the next town and you will be okay. So I went as fast as so I went as fast as my car would go. And either policeman would pull up and hopefully prove I wasn't losing my mind or I would reach the next town. Either way, I would lose this follower. The light continued to follow me for what seemed like an eternity, until about 1,000 yards out of the town. Then it just vanished. It never appeared again for the rest of my trip, thankfully. The strange thing is, I am no newcomer to strange things happening. I lived in 2 haunted houses prior to this event and had some freaky situations in them. But something about this just spooked me. Even to this day, it sends chills up my spine. Maybe because whatever this was, it was toying with me, and no matter what I did to get rid of it, to get away, I couldn't. Sam Wood. So what is everybody gonna do tomorrow? I gotta go to the doctor's. Gotta be at 10:30 in the morning. Oh, you're still here. I'm glad you're still here. I bet Corell's still here too. Have fun. Where's my game card? Yep, she's still here. She's loyal. You're loyal. No one's here now. It's a 0. Oh no! Corral, are you in here yet? No, not anymore. Um, I'm gonna make you my number 1 mod. Cause I look back, and you seem to be here. Be here. So me and you, we talk and stuff and figure out things. We're gonna have a drawing here for Christmas. I already have the number 1 gift. I just gotta figure out for second and third place. You want that or no? Quarter to 12. You asked me that an hour ago. Okay. So you're saying yes? Because I'm going to tell you about the language. There are certain words I do not like. The C word, MF word, the F word. The real nasty ones. Time them out first. And then if they keep it up, time them out again. If they don't quit, balk them. And if anybody's talking perverted in the stream or we got trolls in the stream, block them. Melinda comes in, but she doesn't talk. She comes to hear the stories. We're gonna do one more story. It's a real fast one. Let's put this here. We read this one here tomorrow night. Okay. Shadow person in Charlotte. Driving on the road with a big truck. You see all kinds of people. One day I was delivering a load to Charlotte, North Carolina. It was about 11. It was at about 11 in the morning in the springtime. The day was sunny and clear. I had to get on the interstate to go one exit over for the delivery. I was on I-77 near the I-85 split in Charlotte. Near the end of the entrance ramp to I-85 was what looked like a homeless person. He had his bag by his side and there were a few trees and bushes in the area to obscure the bright sunlight of the day. As I passed him, I saw this figure of a man, but he was maybe black. There were no skin tone features visible on him, and no shiny spots that suggest he was sweating. But even that was Michi black. I noticed him and saw through my side window that he ducked back under the bushes. I got a chill after I saw him. It has been said that there are shadow people that appear in this world, and I think I saw my first one. Linda J. Kulski. Corell ran away. She's still looking for Dave. He probably fallen asleep. Dave's good at falling asleep, Corell. Mason, sounds like you're being a little stinker. What are you doing, Ouija? I know he does that. He's been doing that lately. If he doesn't want to be here, don't come in. Yeah, behind his eyelids. What are you doing? I'm really glad you guys are here to stick around with me. You two are wonderful. I'm getting married. Anywhere between July 4th and my birthday. Allie's standing up with me. Well, I guess I'm gonna get off here and go out, get something to eat. Thank you for whoever gave you the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Good night. Thanks for sticking around. Until tomorrow. Bye.